kind of a quiet morning. That gives us so much freedom when it's quiet to do new things. Okay, I have a bunch of stuff to share with you. Some of you came to see Suzanne Conrad last weekend, 226 of you to be exact. And I want you to know that to carry on that work, you know we have a Lululemon store on Queen Street. Well, our Lulu girls, raise your hands so they know where you are. You can ask them about it, but the Best Life series is happening on First Fridays, so that's a check-in and do a next thing in vision and goal setting. New different exercises every month, so that's a fun thing to show up for. Another thing is our 40 Days program. It begins in January, so you could grab one of these cards if you like. We've got people who do it every single year. So we have some people who have done it 6 or 7 times, and we'll do it again. The cost of the program is, I believe it's $99 for the meetings. The meetings happen weekly, 6 times. And then there's a dietary component, doing yoga, meditation, and then the conversations that we have in the meetings. The thing about this program is it sells out. If you've ever been to our winter 40 days, it sells out. So make sure you have a place by just signing up at the front desk now. Last thing, you can see these little flyers floating around. If you know our teacher Briella, who teaches Tuesday nights and Saturday morning, she and I are doing just a very small little retreat to Mexico in March, only 22 spaces. So grab a brochure and you can look it up online. It's a very beautiful secluded resort. And then the last thing is our teacher training, which I think is better called a leadership training. We're signing up for the next session of it, and right now we're in the early bird special stage. So it's like $500 off of the full price. If you have questions about that, ask myself or Chris afterwards. Also, Philomena, who else is in here that teaches or assists? Philomena, Matt is doing teacher training. We've got a lot of you that have done teacher training or have been a part of it. So ask afterwards if you're interested. A lot of times people think, oh, 40 days isn't for me, teacher training isn't for me, but you'd be surprised. It might just be for you. Okay, there are a couple special requests this morning for our practice. So one means this: start lying down on your back. Soles of your feet together, knees open. The pose is called Supta Baddha Konasana. You can put a hand on your belly and a hand on your chest, on your heart. I would say keep your eyes open. And with your hand resting on your belly and your hand resting on your heart, start to create slow, steady, deep rhythmic breath. Start to set an intention inside of yourself for the practice and the experience that you know you need to craft for yourself today. I'm not really the teacher here. I'm making some suggestions. You're the teacher for you. And so through your intention and your actions, you will create a very specific result by the end of this practice. So in your thinking and in your imagination, really dream big and set an intention for your practice this morning. Then bring your knees together, hug your knees into your chest. No problem. Then set your feet up so that your shins are parallel to the floor like a tabletop and your feet seem like they're standing on the brick wall in front of you. Open your knees, and Chris has been so kind to give each one of you a block. Just take your block and put it between your shins, down near your ankles, and hug it. Oh, put it in the long direction. Hug the block. Oh, let's make room for Mike right there. That's it. Flex your feet. Make them active. Now move your feet. They may already be there for you, but move them toward the brick wall another inch or 2 until you feel your lowest abdominal muscles kick in to action. You definitely want to make your block really wide and long so it's just the right amount of information. Gives you a learning tool to set your legs up so that your feet can be parallel to one another in hip-width distance. Activate your feet, activate them so your toes are pulling back toward your face. So if you have sleepy feet, wake them up. Toes toward your face. Can you feel your lowest abdominal muscles kicking in? Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and sink your belly button and your ribs deep down into your body. There you go. You can wrap your fingertips behind your head. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift up your head and your chest from the mat. Now, we don't really have you set up so that you can bicycle your legs side to side. So instead of your legs bicycling side to side, just your upper body. You're going to go elbow toward knee. Back and forth. Now the thing about it is, your legs, they have to be still. Your pelvis still. They can't rock back and forth. Keep your feet toward the brick wall so your knees are not coming back towards your chest. Activate your feet. That's it. And lift up as high as you can. Try to bring your knee towards your elbow. Knee towards your elbow. Every time you exhale, blow air out and sink your ribs deep down toward the mat behind you. So you have a few warm-up rounds, a few practice rounds. Your knees are creeping back toward your face. Move them away. And here we go together. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Activate your feet. 5, 4, 3. Lift every time you can. 2. Hips stay steady. Whoa! And 1 more. Keep the block between your legs. Stretch your arms overhead. Stretch your legs out to the brick wall. Take a deep breath in. Straight legs, straight arms. As you exhale, reach up with your hands, take the block, and then stretch out again. And then come back. Put the block between your feet and stretch out again. No block in your hands. And ready? Here we go. 1, get the block, open up. 2, put the block back, open up. 3, activate your feet, the whole time active. If your feet are hanging, sleepy feet, your thighs are wrapping out, wrap them in. Uh-oh, straight legs, straight legs. That's how to stretch. Only take your legs down as low as you can while maintaining that your belly's pulling in. Let's go for 5. Come on, 4. Oh my goodness, yogis. 3, 2, 1. Remember, this wasn't my idea. It was a request. I won't even tell you who made it. Drop the block, hug your knees into your chest. I won't tell you some of the vicious ideas Megan had for this. You notice she's not here. Wasn't her request. Hug your knees into your chest. Now head to tail, rock back and forth on your mat 3 times. 3 times. Don't touch your feet. Let your feet hover. You can work with your block between your shins, even through these next movements, to keep your body aligned, thighs wrapping in all the way. Now boat pose. Keep the block between your shins if you can. Bring your shins up parallel to the floor. The way the block fits in here is long. Rock back and forth 3 times. You can do it with the block. 1. Try not to lose the block. Flex your feet. 2. Last time. 3. Back up boat pose. There you go. Breathe for 1. Breathe for 2. I know it's a little harder with that block. Feet up higher, Jeremiah. Okay, rock 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Come up. Take your block out. Hold your big toes. Extend your legs long in front of you. 2 hands for your toes. Hold your toes. If you can, hold both of your big toes with 1 hand and reach back with your other hand. Sit up tall. Lift up high. Reach back. You can bend your knees. Switch hands around your big toes and reach back. Now 2 more times for each side. Uh-oh, Philomena, what's happening? Straighten your legs, Morgan. There you go, switch. Try not to hold yourself up. Can you balance? Come on, Matt. You've got it, legs open. After your last one, I noticed you saw what was going on. It took a little extra time to get your shoes off. Had to hydrate. Okay, hug your knees, rock back and forth and all the way over into downward facing dog. Don't worry, we saved some for you. Downward facing dog and stretch out. Walk your knees out back and forth. Press the knuckle of your pointer finger down. Raise your right leg into the air behind you. Bend your knee, open your hips toward the right side of the room. Now activate your lifted foot. Your lifted foot is about to become the guide here that keeps you from falling. Yes, you could flip over, or today you could take an alternative, pose. Take your right hand off the floor and reach for your right ankle, just like you do in dancer's pose, still in downward dog. So your upper leg being really in control is what keeps you from falling. Keep your foot flexed. That's it. See if you can grab your ankle, keep your foot flexed. This is going to be a funny one. You're going to need to laugh a little bit at yourselves. So just hold on to your ankle, activate your foot, hold on to your ankle so it's like a downward dog bow pose, and I'm sure your left shoulder's tired now. Go ahead and flip over. 2 feet on the floor. Flip over. Reach up to the ceiling and overhead to the brick wall. Let your whole side body open like it's yawning. Open like it's yawning, and then float over side plank. Put your right hand on the ground, face the left side of the room. Stack your feet up. Just warming up here, waking your body up, making it warm inside. Hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and exhale. Raise your left leg into the air behind you. Bend your knee, bring your heel to your hips, and turn your hips open. Now anchor your right shoulder deep in your back. With your left hand, capture your left ankle. Keep your foot flexed and active. That's it, lots of core strength. Then open your hip up, foot active. Lift your body up and back, breathe. Well, you're so eager to flip. Where's the side bow? Okay, now you can let go of your ankle and flip over, all the way over. 2 feet on the ground. Press your palm into the ground, stay up out of your shoulder. Reach to the front of the room. Full expression, your whole body light. Okay, float over left side plank. Put your left hand down. Reach your right arm up into the air. Bring some breath. It's always good to make breathing interesting. Let me have this and make it there. Feel the difference? Gently, gracefully, 2 hands on the floor, downward facing dog, just stretch back. Now you're alive, right? Look forward, step to the front of your mat, open your feet so that they're parallel and hip width distance. Give yourself a wide foundation. Then walk your hands over to the right, and if your hands don't reach the ground, take a block. Two strong feet on the floor. And then go to the left. Stand steady in both of your feet. Let your head hang down heavy. Come back to the center, walk your feet together. Come rolling, one bone at a time, all of the way up to standing. Unlock your knees, soften them until you've unwound. Then sweep your arms overhead, stretch up, lift up, look up, and exhale, bring your hands into prayer position. So you've gotten to move a little bit. Now from this space, set an intention for the rest of your practice. Get really fluid about intention setting. Be willing to make it fresh in every moment. Don't worry about which one you set before because it doesn't fit right now. Set one right now. And then 3 ohms. Deep breath in. Reach up to the ceiling and go back a little bit. Now fold down to the floor. Halfway lift. Keep your knees soft and your spine long. High push-up to low push-up. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Work together now for 3 breaths. Inhale. And then a long, slow, steady exhale. Deep breath in. And exhale. One more time, full breath in, keep your armpits light. Exhale, empty your breath, move up to your hands, feet up to your hands. Halfway lift, flat back, long waist, fold down. From your strong legs, stand up, reach for the ceiling, and go back so that your front body stretches. Now fold to the floor. Halfway lift, broad collarbones, high plank to low plank, breathe out. Upward facing dog, inhale, keep your shoulders back, Steph. Downward facing dog. Full breath in, and exhale, start to move energy with your breathing, just swirling through the air, breath moving the energy. One more time here, full breath in, exhale, empty your breath, look to your hands, step or float forward. Halfway lift, and fold down. Chair pose, sit back, reach your arms up, stretch, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, step your right foot, put it between your hands, warrior one, make your back leg strong as you stretch, and then hands down, chaturanga. Every pose you're doing right now is a stretchy exploration. Downward facing dog, so step and be in curiosity as you take. Warrior one on your left side, go up and back, what's open, what's new in your body, then hands down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, like your whole body, like it's blossoming a sunrise, then downward facing dog. 3 breaths, inhale, get really purposeful with your breathing. Be purposeful in your curiosity, checking out what's possible in your body and responding. One more breath. Press your thigh bones back, look to your hands, step or jump forward. Halfway lift, long body, fold down. Sit back for chair pose, reach up, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, this is just a breathing exercise, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, a full inhale, downward facing dog, step your right foot forward, back foot, powerful, active and alive, hands down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now your left foot, step, lunge, back foot strong, reach up, and hands down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. This is about the point in class where I know it's all going to be good. Your breath is flowing, body is warm. One more breath here. Exhale and empty. Look to your hands, step or jump forward. Halfway lift, fold down. Chair pose, sit, reach your arms up, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Raise your right leg into the air as you exhale. Bring your knee to your nose. Get round like a Halloween cat. Armpits over your wrist. Take your leg up and back. Now don't be in a hurry here. Exhale, knee to your nose and hover. What would it take to be light? You can breathe here. Push your hands down. Let your armpits get more deep. Now take your leg up and back. Knee to your nose and step your foot forward into crescent lunge. Be powerful with your back leg as you reach up. You know, like a boat has a rudder and it guides the direction the boat will sail in. Use your back foot like the rudder of the pose. Put weight into your baby toe, square your hips. Make your back leg powerful. Take your body into a deep lunge. And then after you've steered the ship, you're free to sail in the direction you've chosen, and that's a back bend. Your back leg determines this back bend. 3 more breaths. Keep exploring. Here's your last breath. Reach up and back. Try to touch the back wall. Then hands to prayer and pause. Twist toward the right side. Left elbow, right knee. Keep your breath flowing. Open your arms. You have 5 more breaths. You can bind the pose. Take bird of paradise. Stay right where you are. 4 more breaths to create the posture. In your last 3 breaths, lift your chest up off of your front thigh. Soften. Somehow add freedom to the pose. There's 1 more breath here. Back leg strong. Let your whole body open on the exhale. Then inhale, lift up and around to warrior two. Deep legs, deep lunge. Really wake up your legs. Come down until your front leg is on fire. It's crystal clear that it's working. You might need to lengthen your stance. Your legs might be longer than you think. Then lunge deep. Really down there until you feel your thigh working. Once you're sure your front leg is working, match the effort with your back leg. So take your attention out of your front leg and into your back leg. Make it powerful. Once there's balance between your two legs, then you have the opportunity to pull yourself up tall out of your legs. With that kind of integrity in the foundation, everything is possible. So take extended side angle. You can put your elbow on your thigh. You can reach your arm over your ear, bottom arm down, half bind, full bind, bound dancing Shiva. You have all kinds of opportunities. 5 breaths together to work through the pose. I would suggest you're curious for all 5 breaths. I would suggest you don't go below the line and drift into tolerating the pose. 3 more breaths. Wake the pose up. Bring it alive. Tara, now lift your chest up off your thigh and turn it to the ceiling. Last breath. Deep breath in. Turn your hips open. Tuck your right one under. Hands to the floor. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Now be purposeful. Take a deep breath in and be creative. Sigh and let the energy that you've built up out of your body. Raise your left leg into the air behind you. As you exhale, bring your knee into your nose, armpits over your wrists. What will it take to be light right now? Light in this pose. Leg up and back. Knee to your nose and hover. Armpits over your wrists. One more time, leg up and back. Knee to your nose, pull your ribs up, hover, get light, and then step, crescent lunge. Arms overhead. Bring breath. Be purposeful and bring breath. Come into a deep listening to your feet and to your thighs. Just a little more, Michelle. Once your back leg is guiding the pose, then start to bring creativity, bring your back bend. Deep, deep lunging. Reach up and go back, lunge down. One more breath, reach for the back of the room, then hands to prayer position and pause. Twist, right elbow, left knee. This is a closed twist. You're twisting into yourself. Choices, of course, your back leg being powerful. Arms open, half bind, full bind, bird of paradise. Now activate your back leg. We've got 5 more breaths here. Make something about the pose easier, more fluid. You've got 2 more breaths. Make the pose lighter. Last breath, fully open. Empty your breath. Inhale, lift up and around for warrior two. Deep legs. Deep lunge, deep lunge. Dare yourself a little bit. Challenge yourself a little bit. Don't go to the lunge you always go to. Go a little bit lower and know that you always have the opportunity to straighten your leg and catch your breath. Once you're down there, keep your right hip opening as much as you can across the front of your pelvis. Extended side angle. You are the artist of your practice today. And imagine yourself as any kind of artist that your mind goes to, a painter, a writer, but you're the artist. You have 5 breaths to create this posture the only time you're doing it today. Are you ready? Go. It's 5 more breaths. Deep lunge. Where could you be more alive and active? You can keep it bent if you want to. And now just be purposeful with it. Like you're pressing against me. We're down to the last, say, 2 breaths. Ribs in, mat, ribs in. Here's the last breath, very light. Exhale, hands to the floor, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, collarbones broad, downward facing dog. Deep, deep breath in and move the energy out. Don't get stuck on what the last poses were. Just move it through. They were great, they weren't great, no opinion one way or the other. Move it through. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and empty your breath. Look to your hands, step or jump up to your hands. When you arrive, halfway lift and fold. Chair pose, sit back, reach your arms up. So inadvertently, one of your classmates chose a practice of fire today. So we have ab strength already. Let's bring in twisting. Bring your hands to prayer position. Squat your heels down toward, or your hips down to your heels. Bring your left elbow outside of the crease of your right knee, as far toward your armpit as you can. Then to the side, 2 hands on the ground. It doesn't matter where your mat is. Maybe a hip on your right elbow, or maybe not. For twisted crow pose, just tilt forward and pick your feet up. You could stay in the prayer twist if the twisted crow's not working. You could also stay down in the squat in the preparation for the twisted crow. Like in the air, do the pose. Keep your hands set wide. If they're close, you don't have a big enough foundation. Even wider. Yeah, and then maybe your hip on your elbow. If you're in the side crow and you're pretty comfortable, mat, bottom leg forward, top leg back. Bottom leg forward, top leg back, Kelly. Top leg off the bottom leg and take it back. Last breath, feet to the floor, chair pose, reach up. That's it, Jeremiah. Chest up. Fold to the floor. Open your feet hip width distance, hook your big toes. Halfway lift, and then stretch your chest down to your toes. That's it, wide hips. You can be really easily purposeful when you're in a hard pose. If you've graduated from holding your breath, then you know you use your breath. Well, just as important in the easier poses, the more lunar poses, is your breath. Because this is an opportunity for recovery and replenishing your body. So be really purposeful in your breathing just now. Put your left fingertips on the ground, keep hold of your right big toe, tent pole fingertips, and lift your right foot into the air beside you. Do it without locking your standing knee. Bring breath. Soften the toes on your left foot. That's it. Trust in the middle of your body to hold you, like right down through your bones and into the floor to hold you. Last breath, leg up. And put your foot on the floor. Shake your hips out. Switch sides. Right hand on the block, on the floor, in front of your foot though. You'll want your hand in front of your foot under your shoulder. You'll be more stable. Lift your left foot up. Don't worry if it doesn't lift high or it doesn't stay in the air for long. That's a modification where you go to your maximum effort for as long as you can, and then you rest when you need to rest. Now make something about the pose easier. Let's take 3 more breaths. Each breath, take your foot a little bit higher. Don't give up. Here's the last breath. Foot as high as you can. And then back to the floor. Shake your hips out. Toe heel your feet wide apart. Wide apart. Squat way down for a goddess squat. Hips down toward the floor. Elbows between your knees and hands to prayer, and lift your chest. That's it, Holly. Then just shift your weight gently from one side and linger to the other side and linger. And bring a wash of calm energetically over your body, over your mat, over your space. Now in your goddess squat, get down, nestle your armpits down by your knees, as close as you can go, way down there. Then hands really wide. Tilt forward. You can keep your feet open, knees way up beside your armpits, and then they should squeeze in like tweezers, closing your arms. Every time you exhale, press your hands down into the mat and suck your ribs up into your body. Every time you exhale, push down, ribs go up. Last time on your exhale, push the floor, lift your core, chaturanga, go. Nice, good, Kelly. Upward dog, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And let a sigh come out. One more deep breath in. Exhale, empty. Look to your hands, jump forward. Halfway lift, fold down. Chair pose, sit back, reach your arms up. Bring your hands into prayer position, squat down, hips down to your heels, lift your heels. Then prepare for side crow now to the left. Your right elbow on the crease of your left knee, get it close to your armpit. Two hands wide on the floor. Maybe hips ready to rest on your left elbow, or maybe not. Lift up. Flex your feet, make your feet active. You've got it. If you're balanced and comfortable, activate your feet, Heather. Active, active. Bottom leg forward, top leg back. You've got this, Philomena. Bottom leg forward, stretch it, stretch through your toes. Chest up, chest up. You breathe. 2 more breaths, hips high. Okay, gently put your feet down. Chair pose, reach up. Fold to the floor. You never know till you try. Open your feet hip width distance. It's a deep, deep twist. Stand on your palms. Hands under your feet. Wiggle your toes. Activate your legs. Heels a little wider for some of you. So your feet look like hands on a clock facing 12 o'clock. That's it. Let's go through this core strength exercise together. Step by step, release your hands from beneath your feet. Move to the very back edge of your mat and kneel down. All the way to the back. So far to the back that if you fall out of the next pose, you'll still be on your mat. Then set your arms on the ground, forearms down. Measure palm to elbow. Always the first step. Anchor your elbows, open your hands, interlace your fingers. Resist the urge of moving your elbows. You need them to be this wide. We're going step by step. So put the hairline of your head on the ground. Cradle your head. Turn your toes under, lift your hips into the air, and walk your feet in closer to your face so that you roll behind the hairline of your head. You want to be about 2 inches behind it. Then walk in closer so that you pull your ribs in and pull your belly in and have a lot of your body stacked up. Bring these closer, Morgan. With your arms, before you go anywhere, push into the ground and hug them in like they're going to slide together. Now bring one knee into your chest. One knee into your chest. Then the other knee into your chest. Don't straighten your legs. That's it. Knees into your chest. Knees into your chest. Into your chest, Morgan. Into your chest. Down. Yes. Activate your feet. And if you're lucky, Chris might be nearby you and put a block between your feet. Breathe. Right between your ankles. Hug the block. You've got it. This is a heavy block. Squeeze. Press down. Very little weight on your head. You know someday the next pose after this pose is that you lift your head off of the ground and go into a forearm balance. Come down the same way you went up for child's pose. Whoa, tuck your chin. There you go. Just a little too far back on your head is all that happens when you roll. Child's pose and rest. I'll give you a second try because some of you are making great progress in that. Keep your knees into your chest. Yes, right there, knees in. Just hold this. Spread these out. Yes. Nice. This is a really good pose. Push down with your arms and hug in. Like, don't let me win this tug of war right now. There. Keep hugging and hugging. Yep. Second set. Back of your mat. So when you get upside down, thinking goes. And until experience comes, then nothing's there. So let me just forewarn you about a few things. Once you measure, don't let your elbows creep out wide. Then you're trying to do this on a tightrope. You've got to keep the triangle. If you rolled forward, you just got too far back on your head. Come a little more toward your hairline. Okay, keep the little basket body rolled up into a ball. Feet flexed. Keeping your basket body, some of you are here, more experienced, you're ready for next step. Others are still working into the first step. That's no problem. If you are comfortably here in the stage of the pose where your knees are into your chest, try this. Unlace your hands. Put your flat palms on the ground and lift your head looking forward. Stay here, Kelly. Your head got tired? I know, I'm serious about that. It's a tricky little move. Put your flat palms on the ground, press down onto your palms, and look forward. Lift your head, You got it. There you go. That's it. Breathe. Press, Jeremiah. That's it. Look. Yep, you got it. You can press your feet into my shoulder. That'll help you find yourself. That's it. Nice. Palms down, Holly. Press. Keep your leg. It's fine. Look to Kelly. Look to Kelly. Press, press, press. Press. That's it. That's it. You got it. Come on down. Okay, rest. Rest. Breathe. Breathe. Rest. Press. Look forward. Look forward. Look. You got it. Okay, come down. Child's pose. You guys are giving me a workout. This is your fire practice, not mine. Relax in child's pose. You see, in disciplining yourselves to work in that tight little ball, you're starting to gain more control of being upside down. Come to a tabletop position. Right arm thread the needle, so stretch out your shoulder blades. You've been moving and you might have strained something a little bit. I know I tell you this often, but my inner body clock is set up for a 4-hour practice. And I'm looking at my watch, I'm like, it cannot be that time already. One of these days, right? You ready for it? 4 hours. Come on out of that. Always a nice stretch after inversions, especially inversions where you're doing some new things. Left side. So I'm going to give you a special treat right now, and it's not meant to be a nap. So keep in mind, if you don't feel like you're working harder in the next couple of poses than you usually do in them, raise your hand because something's not quite right. Just roll over onto your back, lay flat on your back. It's not a nap. Ready? All the way on your back. First pose is eagle pose. Wrap your right leg under your left leg. Over your left leg, cross at your thighs, at your knees. Activate your foot that's in the air so it looks like it's standing on this back wall. You've got it. So twist, so knee over knee. There, toes behind. Then your right arm underneath of your left arm, just like eagle pose. Move your feet away from your face another inch or two until you feel your lower abs kick in. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, melt your belly down into the ground. And then pull your arm bones back to the mat. And you just hold it here still. You've got 5 breaths. Are you ready? Keep sinking your bottom ribs down into the mat. Keep your lower back long. I know, doesn't it feel like this when you're standing up usually? Is there something different right now? Now, unwind and stretch your body long. This is not meant to be an ab exercise right now. Stretch. You can let your feet rest on the ground. Left side eagle pose. Wrap your left leg over your right leg at your knees. Try to tuck your toes under your calf if they'll go. Once your legs are bound, move them away from you until you feel your lower abs kick in. Then bind your arms. Left arm under your right arm. Let's see, left leg over, left arm under, yeah. Then let your arm bones sink back to the mat so you really feel like your arm bones and shoulder blades are on the mat. Take a deep breath in. Blow out through your mouth and sink your ribs and your belly down to the ground. If you're dying, just bring your knees a little closer to your face, not a lot, but a little. 5 breaths. Keep sinking your abs down, sinking your ribs down. Bring ease across your collarbones. Just a couple more breaths. Okay, stretch out. Chris, does everybody have a strap? Let's do that really quick. Raise your hand if you don't have a strap. Here, Mike. Okay, once you get a strap, unwind the strap. Go grab more. 1, 2. I saw Chris getting us all prepared earlier. He knows I like everybody to have equipment in case we want to do fun stuff. Once you have the strap, you'll lasso. Jeremiah, Holly's got one. Okay. Oh, he put one back here. Okay. Right leg in the air. Left leg, flex your foot so it's like it's standing on the purple wall. So no lazy left legs. That's going to be tempting. Right foot, put the strap around the arch of your foot and flex your foot so your baby toe's pulling back to you. And then you can put your block under your left heel. It will just help you know where you are in space with that foot. I feel like I'm working really hard here. Okay, so imagine I'm on my back. Put your leg in such a position that your heel's on top of your hip, even if you need to soften your knee. And then as you breathe, you let your thigh bone settle back into the back of your hip. Your hips need to both anchor to the ground. We have this. Yep. Do you feel like you can sense your thigh bone in the back of your hip? Keep your hips level, anchored on the ground. Don't let them shift. It won't be very far. Hold the strap in your right hand. Keep yourself anchored and balanced against the floor. Open your leg a little bit to the right. It won't be far. Both of your hips stay on the ground. Keep hugging and sinking your right thigh back into your pelvis. Breathe. If your left hip is lifted, you're a little too far. So just internally, you just think anchor it, anchor it. Keep your ribs anchored to the mat, your shoulder blades anchored. Kind of hard, isn't it? Keep your thigh bone deep in the back of your pelvis. What happened to your left foot? I see sleepy left feet. Wake them up. Bring your leg back up to the top. Switch hands on the strap. This won't be far at all. Both hips stay anchored. You can take your right leg across your body. It'll just be an inch or two. There should be sincere, deep stretching down the side of your hip. Breathe. Let me anchor you here. Yeah, right there. Yes, what she just said was, oh boy, that's the right reply. Belly down, ribs down, shoulders down. Left thigh bone deep in your body. And so things like shaking might happen. No big deal. That's just new energy coming into your body. We wanted to wake your body up. And that's just the sign that you're succeeding. Come back up to the center. You can put 2 hands on your strap, one on either side of the strap, like each hand hold a tail. Doesn't matter if they're crisscrossed or not. Let your thigh bone sink deep. And then just a tiny bit, pull your thigh back to your face. Keep your pelvis balanced. Might not be far. Wake up your left foot. Wake up your left foot. That's it. Oh yeah, there it is, huh? Okay, hug your knee into your chest. Keep the strap. So we do a simple twist at the end of the practice. Keep your foot around the strap. Now you can imitate that simple twist. You might want to kick the block away from underneath of your left foot. Now your hand can hold the strap with your left hand, or you might hold your foot, some of you. You can take your foot all the way over your body onto the floor. You'll need to kick your hips out behind you. So just scoot them out. Chris, it could look like this. She's like the guinea pig here. A block underneath of your right ankle could be a nice little gift. Laura. How are you doing? Dancing Shiva, right? Lift that guy up. There you go. Flex your feet, both of them. Wake your feet up. There's some sleepy feet. Wake your feet up. Okay, come back to the center, hug your right knee into your chest, and put your foot on the floor. See, it's not a nap, is it? Left side, it's a very active pose. Your block underneath of your right heel. And press your heel into your block, activate your foot. Strap around your left foot. Take a few breaths and let your left thigh bone sink back into the back of your pelvis. Keep the whole side of your left body long. That's it. Feel it a little more now? Mm-hmm. Got it? What did you say? Yeah, you'll be dying. There it is. No problem. Always happy to help. Who knew, right? Your body requires space in a lot of the nooks and crannies. It wants to be awake. Wants to experience sensation. It actually doesn't even care how good or bad the sensation is. Just wants to be awake and experience it. Maggie. Feel like your thigh bone has sunk into the back of your pelvis now? You're very quiet. Yes, no. We're allowed to talk sometimes in yoga, you know. It's not a rule. Maybe the yoga police are watching. Okay, keep your thigh bone anchored. It's not going to be far that you move. Left hand holds the strap alone, right arm beside you to keep you steady. Remember, your pelvis is not allowed to shift. Open your leg to the right. Keep your thigh bone deep. Feel it? Your left, yeah. There's a lot of lefts and rights in the room. Open it to that early bird special with a birdie, because then that helps you, because you'll be more inclined to open it back to Baron's name. Keep it up toward the bird. Okay, ma'am. There. Feel a little more? Well, yeah. Pull the pit of your belly into your body and up and anchor your bottom ribs, and then you'll just do the best you can. You can't always do as much as an assistant does, but do your best and activate your foot. Yeah. And it's give and take. You'll get some of here, and you'll give up there. That's good. You feel it? Keep your breathing up. Okay, bring it back up to the center. Anchor. Switch hands. Active feet. Activate your feet. And then to the side. Just across your body a little. Right there's good. And then your foot is like, what is happening? Keep your ribs anchored. Yeah, it's even the side of your ankle, it gets so crowded, it's just waking up. And your body's happy about it. That's why it's shaking. It's just, you know, people shake from joy. It's your leg saying, this is exciting. You're making my arm shake. This is good. I always feel like yoga shame when my leg is in the air shaking, like, oh my gosh, I can't even do this. And this still happens to me. There's no shame. That's just awakeness. That's happy. It's joy. Okay, back to the center. One hand on each strap. Foot towards your face. Side of your body long. Your left side body long. Thigh bone really deep down into your pelvis. Feel that differently? Yes, sink it down. Use your breathing as a tool. Come into curiosity and out of toleration. You're totally changing your core strength right now. Might not be obvious to you, but learning to work with your limbs in alignment. Wake up your feet, your right feet. Some of them are going to sleep again. Okay. Hug your knee into your chest. Kick the block out from beneath your right foot. Straight leg in the air. Your right hand can hold the strap. Take your leg across your body. Aim to land your ankle on your block. Scooch your hips out behind you toward the early bird. Yep. Keep letting it fall over there to this. I'll take that. Imagine both sides of your waist being long. I'll take this. You can activate your standing foot. You know your right foot is your standing foot now. It's just gentle love, right? And then, whoa. I know, I'm working really hard here today. Wasn't really the plan. You should be getting subtly sweaty, like sweaty from subtle work. Come back, hug your knee into your chest. Keep your block nearby. Put the sole of your foot that's in the air, your left foot, on your right inner thigh. Activate your right leg. It's your standing leg, so it's toes in the air. Then you'll probably want to have your block nearby. So as you open your left knee to the early bird, your block catches up. And both of your hips stay even on the ground. Standing foot. Yep, like it's standing on the ground here. A block probably under your left thigh as you take tree pose. That might help to say that. Oh, some of you will discover you need a lot of block. That means when you're standing doing this pose, don't point your knees straight out to the side. Both hips even on the ground. Keep breathing. Breathing. Feel it now? It's kind of cool, huh? You can take your arms overhead, reach them up and wide, whatever it is you like to do, but keep your ribs on the mat. Yes, yes, pull the pit of your belly in and up. Ribs on the mat. What happened to that foot? Wake up, foot. Ribs on the mat. Those guys, long back here. And make your shoulders easy. It's like everything is trembling inside. Hug your knees into your chest. Switch sides. See, these aren't just modifications that we're doing. Block now on your right side. Bend your right leg. Sole of your foot to your left inner thigh. Yep, the block might need to be kind of tall, and that's all right. Keep both sides of your pelvis on the ground, ribs down. Wake up, foot, and down, and these down. These down. And your collarbones broad. And softness. Where could you be softer to make the pose work more fluidly, more easily, have more grace? Block keeps falling away. This is good, Holly. Yeah, good. Are you breathing? Back body long. Knee up like this. Give yourself a little bit of this. There you go. Arms overhead now. Keep your ribs melted, your shoulders easy. Cactus arms would probably work really nicely for a lot of you. Gives you a little more access. Uh-oh, it's happening to the right or the left foot again. It just keeps going to sleep. Feel different? Melt your ribs. Oh, I can't even make that foot behave. Got it? There. Okay, hug your knees into your chest. I can't work that hard anymore. Hug your knees into your chest. It's a workout. Let's see what time that we have left. Come rocking, head to tail into downward facing dog. You can still face your eyes to the brick wall in your downward dog. That'll work. We're allowed to face different directions. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Let's take right side half pigeon. Right side half pigeon, bring your leg forward. Get purposeful about your alignment. Really purposeful, don't even think about folding forward yet. Right knee in front of your right hip, don't swing it way out to the side because you'll miss the pose. So if you look at your right knee and it's pointing to the corner of the room, make it point more up to this wall. Then with your strap, since we know you all have them, you can bring your leg forward to the floor. Fold it in half, lasso your back foot, bring it forward, and aim maybe a block under your left shoulder so you have something to balance on. Go all the way down now. All the way down to the floor with your leg. Going, keep going. So use your tools in whichever way you need to set up the pose. There should be a sincere stretching in your left thigh. Keep like deep, like you can't miss it. And if you don't feel that, raise your hand. I'll be happy to help you create it. Keep going then all the way down to your elbows are on the floor. Active and in. So flex, Chris. Line up like it's an erector set their body and they are totally on track. And you can take their heel into their hip, flex. Yep, flex her foot. That's it, pick it up from her thigh would be better, but that works. There, now we're targeted right on your quad, aren't we? Breathe. So let go of the idea that the sensation is wrong. You were thinking that? That was happening in the room? Come into another drishti. You know, when your intention, your focus is all on, oh my gosh, what's going on? This is crazy, it's a little too much. Of course you need to figure out, okay, where's the right spot for my body? And then you need to shift your focus somewhere else. Like maybe the surface of your foot and keep imagining it pressing into the ceiling with your flexed foot. Bring it into a focus not on what feels like it's closing up, you know, once your muscle feels tight, but on your muscle and how it's opening. Unglue your quad muscle from your femur bone and let it glide. See, every time I push you a little more square, you can feel it more. In your ankle, I press you. Okay, other side. Switch sides. Chris is smiling, a big smile. Like the other side's not going to feel like that too. Switch sides. It's a gift to be able to be here together this morning. A gift. Now it's left leg forward, right leg bending and hooked up with the strap. You want to point your knee straight behind you. Make this easier to hold on to, like that. Keep pulling the pit of your belly into your body and up. Feel good? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Looking confused over there, Natasha. Oh, okay. Pull your belly in and up. So this is a humongous back bend. We're only just working toward it. We're putting some building blocks in. Back bends require space, not additional crowding. Pull your belly in and get long. Still feeling it? Okay, good. See, now the action's where it belongs. Should never be any kind of pinching sensation in your back for a back bend. Always looking to create space in your lumbar spine. Bring ease. Toward the end of practice, our focus is on bringing ease, not effort. You can be your most strong. It's like the philosophy behind any kind of martial arts. Yeah, you learn all of your kicking and punching and all that strong stuff, but when you're at your greatest strength is when you're masterful around ease. Less work. I'll take that. Less work. Yes. Now you really feel it? Okay, good. It's almost like the circuit board in your body just comes alive when alignment is there. And energetically, it's like it's all connected. Everything is finally hooked up and the energy is flowing freely. You experiencing that anywhere in your body right now? Look for that. Don't look for where it's uncomfortable and it hurts. Downward facing dog. Don't throw that stuff too far away. We're not finished. Switch sides. Never heard that before. 2 pigeons in one class. It's against the rules. Now, you'll want to have your block nearby. Get your left foot. I think that's where right leg forward, half pigeon. You'll probably want to close the gap. Instead of a very square front shin, you'll probably want to close the gap a little more and put the block under your right hip. Keep the strap. Strap around your left ankle. So I'll help you guys with whose block is this one? Strap around your left ankle. So get it hooked up, and you'll bring it over your shoulder with your left hand. Keep your ankle flexed. Reach back. The goal is to keep your knee pointing behind you. Don't swing it out to the left. Elbow in and forward. You might let your strap get a little longer. Not too long, though. 2 hands on the strap. Then your work is to lift your right hip and drop your tailbone down. Keep coming into here. Up is the way to go back. Up and back. Keep your foot in as close as it will go. Customize your pose. I'm going to give you a little more block right here. There. Now you'll be able to... So if you can work your thigh bones into your midline, you'll have more control of the balance in this pose. That's it, Mike. Good, Tara. Belly up. No crunching in your lower back. Maggie, walk your hands back towards your foot. Activate your back foot. You've got it. Pick your belly up off of your right thigh. So this is king pigeon pose. Flex, Natasha. This guy back here. Belly up. Yes, you've got this. Yep, up and back, up and back. Someday you'll hold your foot. You've got it. Gently release. We'll switch sides. A lot of good poses in the room. Switch sides. Just about finished. Another fun thing that is coming up, so we're getting close to a lot of our special occasions that happen in the studio through the year. Another thing that fills up and sells out quickly, so it's not an additional charge. Sells out is not the greatest word. Of course, there's 40 days, so secure your spot by going to the desk and paying for your spot. But then there's also some special, we have a special class that happens on Black Friday and New Year's Day called a Detox Flow. It's not an extra charge, it's just another class from your package, but that class can tend to fill up, so you would like to sign up for that one, either of those, ahead of time as well. Yeah, so the way to get deeper back towards your foot is to keep lifting. Then you can bring your chin in and drop your head back like camel pose. Yep, someday you'll put the sole of your foot on the back of your head. You will, as your right thigh and hip flexor open. But to get your psoas open, there's going to be a lot of lift needed. These can, yes. And then you can rotate your arm bones in. Yep, you got it. Ease, bring ease into your foot now. You can work your foot this way. So your whole leg bone is at 12 o'clock. Feel now? The more you relax and lift, the closer back your head will go to your foot. You can just reach for your toes right now. Let go of the strap. Until Maggie's foot is on her head. Until Maggie's foot is on her head. Ease now, belly up. Lot of space. Okay, without slingshotting, downward dog. Getting a little rowdy here in the crowd. Downward dog. Once you complete the downward dog, you get the stretch that you need. Jump on through, roll onto your back. Crawl through any way you want. Onto your back, and Chris has brought a stone to your mat. Once you're on your mat, you can hug your knees into your chest. Take a simple twist from side to side if that's what you're craving. And then Shavasana. Still sweaty. After all that laying around, you're still sweaty. So make your body really comfortable. For some of you, that means bent knees or blocks under your knees. The stone is amazing on your forehead, on your throat, or on your chest, maybe on your belly, right under the triangle that your rib cage creates. You can choose the spot. Set your body up to really take in the pose, to be not a distraction, to be comfortable. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. When you exhale, squeeze your fingers on your toes. Now hug your knees into your chest. And roll to one side. You can keep your eyes closed as you bring yourself up to a sitting position and arrange yourself so that you're able to sit tall in your spine. You created this practice and you had exactly the practice that you needed today. From this space, set an intention for the rest of your day. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, gather your hands to prayer position. One more time, we'll chant Om together. Take a deep breath in. Inhale and exhale through your mouth. Namaste. Thank you for coming this morning and playing. Thank you to Chris for assisting. There is a plastic bin over here for the stones. If you came in late, just add your name to the attendance sheet up front, because now I can't remember who came late anymore. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Any questions about teacher training, 40 days, the retreat? I can answer all of those.